Howdy, you delicious people. I'm here to review Zombieverse New Blood episodes 5 and 6. So, I have a lot to say about these episodes. So, I apologize with that already. But I'm saying this from a strategic mind that I've gone on to see way too many zombie things. As well as also, I'm loving the All of Us Are Dead reference, as well as also the Train to Busan reference, because I'm like, yeah, I watched those things, and I'm sure you stole a number of things from those shows, but I don't care. Like, at least you're giving me some entertaining telly in these episodes now, so I can forgive you for your shortcomings of the 2 episodes of boredom that I had prior to this, because things have picked up, folks. So, but here's the thing, I'm rooting for the zombie apocalypse. These contestants should all die for all I care. Because it makes, writing wise, the most sense to me. Regardless of this being a reality environment, I don't care. All these people should be dead because of the kind of upping of things going on here. And besides all of our contestants having seemingly large amount of cardio being thrust upon them through this show, and supposedly they're track stars and all this other, so like these people are kind of lying to me that they're not these common everyday people. Like, these people are probably athletes that they casted for this show, and so of course they know f all about zombie apocalypse because they're just athletes. So they probably didn't do their homework, or they have to pretend they didn't do their homework, because of course they didn't. Anyways, so, but here's the thing that bugs me to no end about these contestants and why I would be fine if no one wins this season. One, we have our contestants that love killing people. That's a little strange. They're having jokes. They're laughing. People are getting chucked and murdered. yeah. Let's go on and let's have all these people give their last will and testaments, because guess where they're going? Straight into the gutter. Yeah, let's laugh about all these deaths. Let's not lose any sleep over it or be like, man, I felt so guilty. No. It's just another day in the office, right? In the zombie apocalypse. It's okay if you just murder just more than a handful of people, right? It doesn't really matter. Just thin out the herd. This is a game show, right? It's not reality. So then I go on and I see things that these people are not taking benefit off of, which the mop and the broom off to the side during that whole maintenance mission. I was like, oh my god, how are you not grabbing that and thanking the people who had created this show or anybody in general for giving you this golden opportunity to get an item that could win you the zombie apocalypse this day? Guaranteed. A mop and a broom is a game changer in a zombie apocalypse. And they squandered it, and they should be killed because of that. Because that would have been a defensive weapon that could have helped them greatly, and they could not have been bothered to pick it up. Or maybe somebody did, but then all of a sudden it disappeared. It's like the paintball guns all over again, and it's like a number of things that would go on from time to time and see these people have at some points. Like, somebody would have this like random like wooden sword, and then all of a sudden it disappears. Like Joe, he had this like samurai sword that I had the same exact sword, and all of a sudden that disappears. I'm like, okay, like, what, can they just not have any of these weapons during any of these things? Because it's like, oh, like, you can't have this because because like it'll be a defensive weapon. Someone will get hurt. Well, then find a weapon or a furniture or something that'll work in this because people should be able to use stuff because then that is reality. How you're going on and you're seeing a zombie and you're like, oh well, like I guess I just have to use my hands and just push it. No. That makes no sense. But if anything, we get foam to push back in the other subway scene, but we'll get to that eventually. So, no defensive weapons. All these people should be dead already if they weren't dead so much time ago. Plus, also they gave away the scuba diving suit, so yeah, they should have been dead even sooner than that for that mistake. So, but no one was really going to use it anyways because it was only for one person, and when you have a massive group of like, who should get that? It's playing favorites of who gets that, and it feels wrong. So, no one should have had it. I think one person wore it briefly, and I think that was Young, and that was it. Stupid. So, plus finally someone's wearing gloves in the show. Anyways. So, now we go on and we get to a point in these episodes where people are saying that they're tired, like they definitely hadn't had as much cardio as all these other people that have been doing it for days now on end. Because they've only been sleeping for what, like 2 hours here, 1 hour here? Maybe less than that. Maybe no sleep. Because cutscenes. I'm doing the video game phrasing. So, we have these new people come in and they get tired and injured and whatever. And you have all these wheelbarrows and carts there. And everybody's like, hey, how about you cart me and wheelbarrow me around? And you know what I would tell those people? Because maybe I'm not a good enough person. But I would straight up tell them, it's like, you want to put your life in my hands in the zombie apocalypse? You're not going to last very long. You might as well go and find a zombie and have him give you a good old nibble right now, because you're going to die here. I'm going to leave you to die because you deserve to. Like, if you want to walk alongside me, like, if you falter, if you whatever, I'll pick you up and we'll keep going. But if you're not going to try, then you might as well just dig your own coffin right now. Or dig your own grave right now. Because you're going to die in the zombie apocalypse. If that doesn't convince anybody to go on and keep walking and not take the wheelbarrow and the cart thing, then nothing will. Then, if anything, they're lost already. And in a zombie apocalypse, why should you trust anybody? But if anything, yeah, a group is better than probably being an individual. Because eventually you'll get swarmed by zombies. If anything, it's better to even the odds. As well as also in that maintenance mission, here's what it should have gone down. Because, again, that mission is putting someone's life in someone else's hands. And they're laughing as people are just consistently getting into the gutter and getting killed. And I would just go on and have had this strategy. So, whoever is lazy and tired, they could have gone on into the trash like they deserve to. But what you could have done is you could have had a number of people circled around that trash container with brooms and mops. And you could be shucking the zombies away while making your way down that hallway with a lot more people than one whole person at a time that would just eat it anyways and then get eaten. And you're exerting so much effort doing what you're doing for donut hole of result. And you're not only hurting that other person by killing them, but then you're hurting yourself by exerting more energy that you don't have. So that's on you. There could have been a better strategy here. There could have been a different tact that they could have went about this, and they could not have been bothered to think of anything other than what they were just non-stoppingly doing. It's like, no, we're going to hope that this is just going to keep working somehow. And it really didn't. So many people died. So I hope these people didn't lose sleep at night for how many people died on the show. Because I probably would have. I would have been like, man, what could I have done better? Because that would have been, if I would have had any mistake in the show, I would have been racking my brain to be like, what could I have done better? I probably wouldn't have slept. Probably wouldn't have eaten. I probably would have been a horrible person to deal with, but like at least I would have been more concerned about what could I have done better. Anyways, so we have in episode 5 through 6, because I have no idea where exactly this is all going, and when the episode ends. We have the one other mission, besides the one that I just mentioned about people getting murdered. But there's an equal amount of murdering going on. It's just from a very night visioned point of view, which kind of sucked. But anyways, I liked this mission because you have people that can't see where a threat is, need to maneuver through this area, and things are getting more complex and harder to do. But in my mind also, I'm like, can these people not have the ability to adapt in the darkness? For me, I would be able to go on and turn on every light in my house and be able to walk through my home without any problem. But that's my home. Like, I had gone in at one point, worked in a haunted house that I barely knew the function of, and walked pretty good through that in pretty much near darkness. And I could see where I was going because my eyes adjust to darkness. I'm kind of like Bane, weirdly enough. So, if I have that ability, somebody had to have had that same ability in that group also, right? They could have been able to figure it out. Like, we had the one girl who was to go on and try to put the puzzle, the maze in her head together, which I was like, bravo to her. Young, I think it was. Yeah, she was going on and like she was like, for how many times she was looping and telling everybody where to go, she then herself had to go on and figure it out. So, and then also, like, because things had to be harder for the last person, because things had to get increasingly harder, because people really had to die in this thing here, because we're towards the end of the season. Yeah, it got really very hard by the end there. But then also, Hong stepped in. God dang it, Hong. Man, if anybody had gotten a bad rap for kind of me saying that he's a villain, I want to fight to say that, yeah, he kind of deserves it, but then also, there's some wiggle room there. He's like, yeah, like if anything, like if I was an issue, I would do the same effing thing. Same thing. It makes sense. Everything that he did, besides what ends up happening to him, it all makes sense. So, also Justin in this show, brilliant chess move. This character goes on and takes advantage of his athleticism and takes the ball and runs with it. And I'm like, yeah, like if there would have been one way to kind of like if this person was a contestant to win this show, that would have been it. Like that would have been the master stroke of genius. And yeah, that would have been like really just like why didn't anybody else just kind of think of that idea to just like man like let's take the one thing that is to be the key thing here and then just grab it and then just run with it because no one's going to stop them especially if they're like chef could have gone on and just been like hey like since you guys are undecided I'm just going to take this helicopter I'm going to close the door there's nothing you guys can do to stop me and bye you guys are all going to get killed but hey I'm safe in this helicopter because there's nothing you can do to stop him true chef went on and he did the noble thing because he's a better man than I am and he bowed out and told everybody to get in the helicopter which eventually we see the repercussions of that towards these episodes chef's kiss mm. Yeah chef god dang it chef yeah chef that was great so really like the mistakes of the past are to come back to haunt everybody so that was great so we go on into the sixth episode or the somewhere in the sixth episode or like let's get to the subway stuff so we thin out the herd good enough to then get to the point of the subway and here's where the friction starts to happen with the new people and the team that we have supposedly invested in but not really so we go on we have the new group accuse the old well the more group that we know of like well hey wait a minute like is this guy like a zombie or something like there's something off about him and here's the thing with these people they were people who were to have gone on and maybe not have been people who had relatives who were zombies but slept alongside a person that had a relative who was a zombie and they were fine with it. But you all of a sudden are in this situation and then all of a sudden you're accusing Hong of being a zombie or like the one in a bajillion odds and then you're thinking about the money side. Also, you know what? It's kind of funny how earlier on in the show we had our main group here and they were talking about the money. They're like, hey, yeah, we don't care about the money. If anything, we're just thinking about humanity. We're trying to save humanity here. But man, do they go on and they chase off after Justin and not realize how they should honestly to have conserved their cardio because zombie apocalypse. No, they were after him because of the money. And that eventually led them to their deaths because of that mistake. But if anything, also, considering how it seems that the zombie apocalypse doesn't really seem to be completely world breaking here. Yeah. Um, that maybe things are kind of getting back to normal and people will need that money. Because you have to have some kind of grand prize at the end of this show, right? Which I'm sure they'll never go on and they'll never get a lick of whatever that money was. If anything, just their survival should probably be enough, right? But if anything, people should be getting paid to do this show. They really should. Like this amount of cardio is crazy. Uh, Plus, I'm sure they hired a bunch of track athletes, right? They hired a bunch of athletes, pro athletes, professional ones. So, because really, like, we'd go on to find out, oh yeah, this girl's a track. So you lied. So these people aren't regular people. They aren't, or maybe they are. Ooh. Anyways, uh, maybe they're gonna come back to the dead and complain about something I said here. Uh, but yeah, Justin also looks like Alex Mercer from the Prototype video game. But anyways, uh, so now we get into the subway, and eventually here's where we get to the all of us are dead, Train to Busan looking zombies, because baseball team and school girl and boy outfits, and we have hung that eventually is to always have it come right back to the whole like the money that they're gonna get. And I'm like, dude, that's my life you're talking about, is what I would probably say. But yeah, these people are just like, yeah, I can't wait to get that money. Yeah, like, hey, let's bring in this new person and say how much money that he's probably gonna get. Let's ask him if he wants the money, and then he doesn't. But then he also actually does. Because why wouldn't you? So because like if it were the zombie apocalypse, I wouldn't care about the money because really the world's gonna end anyways, right? But if anything, like again, people get paid to do this show because they should. Anyways, so we go on to have them on the subway, and Hung takes it upon himself to distance himself from the team and grabs the singer girl, Unbeam, whatever her name is. I'm sorry. I already Quan, is that her first name? I have no idea. And really, at this point, like I'm happy to remember any of these names. Han goes on and grabs the singer girl Quan and takes her through the train, and then all of a sudden, all the zombies are to make their way through uh, to the people here, and now we have to have them use plastic wrap in an improper way. And they use that as a defensive thing, but then they never bring the plastic wrap with them. I guess they used all the plastic wrap that they could possibly have. But if anything, they could have kept the cardboard cylinder thing. They could have put that in their arm. They could have gone on to use that as a weapon. Again, just when life gives you golden nuggets, don't go on and flush that down the toilet. But whatever. So the baseball team and the school girls and boys are all coming in. And so, like, they have an hour to wait this out. So they really just have to stall by this point because they have no weapons anyways. So, like, we really just start to see the holes coming through here of this whole show. That, like, we're really just stalling on everything because there's nothing else that they can do. Or they have to tie zombies up because they can't really kill them, or if they do kill them, it's only when this story is really important enough for to justify their deaths, and then it happens. So after the whole subway thing is to go on and finally end after that hour, things are to open up. Then we have our characters find that Justin is taking advantage of the situation and running off with this bag of blood samples, which I'll explain later why that all is. And he runs off to this place to where everybody's chasing him down. And they're like, wait a minute. Like, we don't know what this area is. Does Justin know what this area is? Yeah, like, you know what we could also do? We could walk away and we can be alive. We could take the time now to vote on whether we want to go into this place or whether we want to just deuces, I'm out. And yeah, you wouldn't be rich, but you would be alive. So they go and they hunt down Justin, that athletic beef of a man, and I have to be funny here. So they hunt him down, and he's in his element. He is going on, and he's dangling throughout all this like rope and jungle gym and all this stuff, and they're like, like, oh my god, he's so huge and muscular, and oh my god, there's no way we're gonna get to him, and so just exhaust him. He's a human; he'll get exhausted. Yeah, he's athletic and big and but like the bigger they are, the slower they'll become. I know that for sure because the bigger I get, yeah, the slower I get. So, hence why I'm trying to thin down as much as possible, but it's getting really hard. So, eventually, like, Justin stops to become a factor, but then all of a sudden, here's where all these specialty zombies come in, and people start dropping like flies. And I'm just like, you know what? If nobody makes it out of this thing, like, I'm okay with that. But then also, we then go on and have this other team who kind of enters in a little bit too late to this thing because, of course, like, whoever the most athletic people are running down Justin, and whoever is to just kind of like figure out where they're supposed to go, get to this area, and like, where is everybody? So, and plus also, we always have to just cut to do different teams because that is just so freaking annoying, and I hate that so much. But like, it stretches the episodes more. So, but I hate it, and I mean hate it. Uh, I'm glad that I only have one episode of this going on. I'm glad because I hate it. So, because what are they going to do in the third season? They're going to have 3 different teams just so I'm going to be able to invest in less people because it'll be easy for me. God, simplify this down, please. Plus also make your characters look more unique, please. Like, make them look actually cool. Like they just came off of the set of Terminator, and they have some cool thing about them. They have a like a red trench coat or something. Give them some cool shades or something. Make them really cool. Anyways, uh, make them look like a Bond villain or something. Do something. Anyways, so I'm sorry. We go on into the other group. They just start to make their way through this place because they keep hearing music. Bizarrely, the other team never heard any music, but this other team does. And they obviously have to seek this whole thing out. And here's where they go on and they meet with a crazy person. So they deserve to die. All of them. Wiped out. Because instead of just going on and saying, oh, obviously that's a crazy person in a room full of zombies, you know what? I should probably just get out of here. Bye. Obviously, this is not the room where Justin is in. I'm going to skedaddle. I'm going to get out of here. But no. These people go on and decide that they're going to notice this one guy who is obviously crazed and want a conversation with him. Why aren't you dead right now? Why aren't you dead? So they have a conversation with this guy, and they eventually ask him about Justin, and he's like, "Oh yeah, muscular big guy. Yeah, I can take you to him. Like I know who this Justin guy is, maybe." So we have the conductor who has his own name, which I will probably just say he's the conductor within this because it's easier. He goes on and he takes these people to this mannequin room, and this guy is to be the collector. And I'm like, oh my god, this is actually like a really good idea. This show actually has a good idea. Go first class. So we come to find that the collector is wanting to find very specific people in the world. And I thought that that was just like, man, this is a great idea. The whole turning them into zombies thing, maybe not such a good idea. But before that, like the whole collecting a very certain amount of people, like that is a good idea because when you think about it, like you need the best and brightest because the world is going to end. So you need one place for all these people to be like your Justice League of people to be the perfect people to weather out this apocalypse storm. But instead, you end up turning them into zombies, and that's just stupid. But because you're just unleashing just a ton of specialty zombies that are going to go on and just kill a lot of people. But oh well. So we go on to eventually find in this room that these that one by one these capes start getting removed, or these capes reference from episode one. These cloths start getting removed, and eventually it's the big reveal of a zombie that these people will have to go up against, and it's straight up final boss level time. And I'm thinking, yeah, all these people are gonna die. Then also in back at the jungle gym, the trampoline, whatever this thing is, uh, we then go on and we find out this big, huge, massive zombie that looks like the guy from like Rush Hour 3. Maybe they got that guy from that movie. I don't know. Maybe they casted him or whatever. But this guy is going on. He's dropping like wrestling moves. He's like Samoan dropping people. He's choke slamming. He's doing all these wrestling moves to all these other zombies. And then he's going on and seeking his attention on the survivors that are left. And the survivors at this point aren't really moving. And plus, also, like, they go right back to the strategy of, like, well, hey, we should tie this thing up. We should tie this zombie up. You know what I would do? I would leave the room. That's how to defeat him. Like, defeat him with a door. The guy will have a problem getting through a door. He's freaking huge. I'm sorry. I hate to offend this actual person. But yeah, he'll be stymied by a door. So go through one of those and leave. I know that you guys want to go on and get that blood sample. Wherever it is, I have no idea where it is. But it's either the money or your lives. Which one do you value more? The money? Okay, that's what I thought. So, anyway. So yeah, that's where it kind of leaves off by these last two episodes. So with that said, I think it's about that time for me to go on and finally get into the spoilers of it all. And I don't know what of all I've already said. So when I get into these episodes, if I reiterate anything, I apologize. But I have no idea what I've said at this point. Because I've rattled off all these things for 30 some odd minutes. And like, did I talk about the mops and the broomsticks? Because man, that really bothered me. And I want to make sure that I definitely said that because that was my whole like argument of just strategy. But if anything, when I get to the breakdown of this whole thing, I'll probably reiterate and bring up things that bugs me. Um, but like, I am enjoying this show. If there ever was to have gone on and been Zombieverse America or whatever, I'm sure they wouldn't film here because it'd be too expensive. Like I would go on and definitely be a part of the show. Uh, but I hope that uh, what happened in the last two episodes wouldn't be a thing that they would put into. I would not be a part of that shenanigans. Like I'm sorry. Like uh, if I would be a part of this show, I would want to go on and like, hey man, like I'm gonna put my best foot forward and give you the most entertaining show. Like I would want to go on and I would want to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger from Running Man. Like I would want to be that guy. Where like if I'm not like the best athletic person, that I will try to get there. But yeah, but I would definitely want to go on and want to like give you the coolest looking zombie reality show ever. Instead of just going on and just uh, running gas cans back and forth or uh, wheelbarrowing a human being uh, through a hallway of zombies. Yeah, that was so uh same thing. Copy and paste. Same thing that they just did. Bananas. So let's go on and let's pause this here. Let's get to the breakdown because I've already been talking for 37 minutes and I have no idea what I said. So thank you for watching this because I don't remember. My life is already like because I've already gone on and I've tried to do this numerous times. So I don't know if I got my points across that I wanted to get. So if anything, I'm just gonna soldier on and hope for the best. So thank you for watching this because yeah, like hopefully you got something out of this, or you got really annoyed, and that's okay too, because you might have clicked off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anyways, so let's push on here. Let's get to the spoilers. Let's get to the breakdown. Spoiler time, spoiler time. It's about that time again. Spoil these episodes. Uh, Anybody who is to have gone on and watched this, thank you. For those of you who are contestants of this show, um, and are watching this, like I wish you no ill will. Like I say that you should have been killed in the show, but like as using my writer mind, yeah, it makes sense. But like there has to be a happy ending. There really does have to be a happy ending somewhere, right? So like people have to kind of feel uplifted and whatever that is. So let's get into the spoilers. Pause here. Let's get to those. All right. So I knew in the very beginning of this, I knew that it was going to go very long. So when it comes down to the breakdown of these episodes, I tried to take out as much of the episode stuff as I could because really I was like, I think I know most of the details. It's pretty simple, but also like I don't want to spend too much time going into the nitty gritty details about these episodes, anyways, because really it's either you saw it or you didn't. So if you didn't, then I'm sorry. Uh, so so back from the last episode, they had gone on to kill the judo zombie, and now our main group has kind of gotten some other people that have come with them because they may have either agreed with what they did or they may trust these people more so than the other people that they were with. So if anything, like the two groups are now like kind of deciding like, well, hey, what should we do next? Like we have all these people with us. Like where should we go? And like, well, obviously to the subway, right? Like so we all here's where we have Justin come in. Justin, yeah. Justin, like it almost seemed like he's this like doctor character at first because he's going on and he's checking on everyone, and I'm like, why is he checking on everyone? Like if he's not a doctor, like what is he gonna do to help anybody? But I think at one point Justin turns to somebody. It's like, well, hey, I'm willing to like carry you through this whole thing, like if you're hurt or whatever. I'm like, man, what a guy! Like plus, also, this guy is, I'm sure, like crazy athletic, anyways. But anyway, so they notice the one white guy. So of course they notice the one white guy. It's racist, but whatever. Like it's like so when you really think about it, like there is a way to kind of get racist on this shit, but I'm not going there. Uh, because like I'm not gonna poke at that bear. But when you really think about it, so we have the group that we've kind of hung on to notice Justin, uh, because like they call them either Jonathan or Justin at first. So I was kind of confused what this guy's name was. So here's all of a sudden there's to be some footage that was never shown, or maybe I forgot about. But I'm sure it was just never shown because there's just a lot of stuff that they just add in whenever, and then like they like oh yeah like they, like so yeah like so much about this is just like okay like the reality is just kind of lost on me um to feel like this is not like a scripted show but anyways so we kind of find that Justin is to have a bit of an attitude. He is to have lost at this card game or whatever game that he was playing, and he ends up getting upset. But if you really think about it with how athletic this guy is, like, shouldn't you really see him as a threat anyways in a zombie apocalypse? But that's just me. So they go on, they start talking to Justin here, and so they look him up and down and they realize that he has a really good physique and that he had taken the judo guy like down earlier, like yeah, an Olympic judo zombie guy. Yeah. So we're really setting up this Justin guy pretty well in this show. Uh surprisingly. So they're saying like, yeah, he should definitely be a part of our team, and then kind of cannon fodder to all the rest of these people. They're all just cattle, right? They're like they're just like save Justin, but murder all the other people, right? Like, they don't count, right? Yeah, they count. They're human beings. But eventually they'll be zombies, so. Can zombies still subscribe to a YouTube channel? I hope so. Anyways. And I hope they anyways, begging for uh begging for anything here. So uh they go on and they start bringing up the people that they had met earlier. So after that, everybody starts to get up and everybody starts moving. And here's where we go on and we have people separated into two groups because there are many different tunnels that have like unsure of where to go ending. So it's like, okay, people start separating and like, okay, I'll go here, you can go there, and I hope you are alive by the end of this, but spoiler, some people will get killed. So the next thing we see here is the restricted area, the control room that has all these cameras. So the control room has these night vision cameras going on. Lucky for them, right? What if they were normal cameras? They would be effed in this situation. Um, man, is that convenient for story? Plus, also, they have like 4 walkies there and a bunch of gloves that it seems that these characters never really bother to use. Like, there was the one like climbing thing where they did put on the gloves because they had to or they would hurt their hands. But like, we see these gloves here and then they don't really put them on, but then when they get to the subway, they notice the gloves there. So like, fuck, like, god dang it, like, you care about the gloves, you don't care about the gloves, make up your mind. So eventually they figure out that there's a bunch of zombies within this area. Dex goes on and he does some investigation by turning on a flashlight to see what the zombies would do to the flashlight. Dex goes on with the flashlight into the area, and the zombies start to go crazy. Honestly, you probably could have done really something with that then. You could have turned on a flashlight and hucked it, and the zombies would have followed that flashlight. Or, like, if you didn't care about your cell phone because this is a zombie apocalypse, what you could have done is you could have had your cell phone get called and you could have taken the cell phone and you could have hucked it and the zombies would have followed, especially if the cell phone had a flashlight on it. You could have hucked the cell phone and the zombies would have gone after the cell phone and then you would have been safe. Or you could go with the Last of Us, chuck the beer bottle and that would have broken and made a sound. Because there was that defense. So we go on and we have, I think, Dex go with the team of people, and then Code goes after him. And after Dex's team and Code's team goes in there, there is to be some unimportant people that get killed. And then there's also some person that they kind of had this back and forth of whether she got bitten or not with the first team. And come to find out she didn't get bitten. But yeah, so Code's team goes in, and I think that's when people start getting killed a lot more. Because obviously, the more people go through, the more difficult this should be, and more people get killed. So, after all this, the last person to go through is Young and Hung. And here's where Young, I believe this is Young, because I'm not gonna check this or correct myself. Whatever. There's so few people left. for me to care about. So Young is the only one left with Hung, and she doesn't trust Hung, and so she goes on to gag Hung here. I'm like, man, that's horrible. Like, no wonder he treats you guys like garbage. Because you honestly should be. Like, yeah, like, I would be worried that Hung would take advantage of the situation and bite me too, but hey, like, that's the roll of the dice that you take with you going alone with a zombie. Or, I'm sorry, a semi-zombie. I'm sorry. I hate to not put labels on correct labels on certain things, right? So when Young and Hung go through, Hung is going to be used as a meat shield for Hung, because the lights are going to be turned on uh, through that maze, and eventually Hung saves Young, and then that's uh, Hung's bargaining chip of like, well, hey guys, you should treat me like a like one of you because I saved her, right? I saved her life. They're like, yeah, use that as much as you can, Hung, because yeah, that definitely like yeah, he really helped out. And then you guys are still like, yeah, I want to make money off this guy. I can't wait to just have those people just carve him up and figure him out so I can just make some money off of him. Yeah, like that is so horrible. So, but it was so impressive how Young, all by herself, was to put the pieces of the puzzle together of how to go through that maze. And then she did really well, even though it kind of became pointless because the lights came on anyways for the last person. Because, of course, they did. Uh, so, supposedly, uh, during this point here, there is some kind of dissension in the ranks where people were asking why Hong didn't get bitten because neither one of Hong nor Young had gotten bitten while they were having the lights go on. So somebody should have been a zombie, but Hong has the X factor of already being a zombie, so and they had to put the pieces of the puzzle together to figure it out. And then that's what created friction between the two groups, the two factions here. So now here we go on and now we have DeathCon and Justin this team. So we now make our way into what is to be this maintenance section, this maintenance zone, an underground passage. So, and we have Justin who's carrying somebody on he's piggybacking somebody. Give this guy a freaking medal. Good God, this man. Any other impressive things that he can go on to make me like just look horrible? But man, and then he goes on and does all the jungle gym nonsense afterwards. Good grief. So we have Quan, the singer, and she decides that she's gonna go and she's just gonna book it because she's a track star, supposedly, even though she's a singer. She could be both, whatever. So she books it across the hallway, and the zombies don't get to her because she's fast. And so instead of having anyone else, well, that eventually anyone else right away, let's say that to save ourselves, because eventually we'll have one guy that does run because he has a 7 on his forehead for some goofy reason, and flames are appearing around his body for whatever because he leveled up or something. I don't know what that was. Yeah, whatever leveling up is. Like, did he become more muscular or a different yeah, like maybe I guess he was a scaredy cat before, but now he's more confident. Whatever. So here's where they figure out the whole curling thing because evidently Justin had gone on and done that in a prior reality show, and so he's going to use that here. There could have been a lot of better strategies to work around, but whatever. I've said my piece. So they go on and they put people in these trash containers and then they huck them because there's this like wheel thing on the bottom of these trash containers to have these people go from one part of this hallway to the other. But here's the thing: the guys, Defcon and Justin, who are like most of the time just hucking these people, it really just seems that they're really going on and they're getting quite a bit of distance into the that hallway anyways. Shouldn't they just run for it and save themselves? But I guess no, they're just trying to be good people. So the first person gets through works fine. Everyone after that, one by one, murdered, killed, and what have you. And then we have the one guy who gets leveled up and he runs and gets the other Hulk because he's wanting to help Quan. Um, but all that will be moot point anyways because people will start to get killed. Because eventually the things will start curving to the side, or eventually like these guys will get tired the more and more they start hucking these things, and eventually more people will start dying. Even Justin with the Home Alone, well, he does it on his head now. It's oh yeah, like people start dying, and I'm blaming everybody. Seriously, you guys did some murdering. It's okay. You guys became zombies anyway, so it's okay. It evens out in the end. You guys didn't win. You turned into zombies, so I'm sorry, but the consolation prize is me being fine about that. Well, most two out of three all became zombies who kept hucking people, so that's fine. Um, spoilers, yeah. Justin and Defcon, yeah. Sorry. Anyways, uh, so I loved how Defcon, he goes on, he gives this guy this like sack of like rice stuff, and he tells him, "Hey, yeah, use this as a defensive thing if the zombies come to you." And like I think they also give him a broom. So like the only guy that had a broom and didn't freaking use it, and he died because eventually he falls over and the zombies just gather around him and just nibble on him. And so now Defcon doesn't have his rice thing, his rice sack or whatever. And so, if anything, if Defcon didn't become a zombie, he'd probably die from starvation anyways. So, I hope Defcon gets that rice sack. Um, because, yeah, if that's the thing that he bought or the thing they gave him for the show, just in case anybody started to get hungry, maybe they're passing around this sack. Anyways, so we now cut to after Deathcon's group has all survived. Now all of a sudden everybody's whining, complaining, oh, my leg is broken. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, like all you guys have done so much cardio and I haven't. Well, I'm going to go on and I'm just going to whine and complain until you hear me out that you just need to wheelbarrow me through this hallway because I'm just effing lazy. Let's be honest, folks. Let's be truthful here. So we find out that there is weirdly this hallway where these zombies are just walking this straight line, and that makes no sense to me whatso freaking ever. But it looks cool, right? Via a thing, it looks cool, so we'll give it that. So these people have to go on with these stupid wheelbarrows or carts or whatever and weave between these lines to make their way to this exit, and certain wheelbarrows and obviously awkward like carts and stuff, people start eating it. Defcon and the woman that he was with gets eaten because Defcon trips and the wheelbarrow falls over. And yeah, a zombie eats the woman that was on the wheelbarrow. I'm like, well, all right, well, uh, that's fine anyways, because even though Defcon is to be the gracious person of like, well, yeah, we gotta go on, we gotta help out everybody and save everyone. Yeah, he killed somebody again. So then we go on and we showcase that Justin was on some other reality show that I have no idea what it is, because I'm sorry, I don't watch every single thing of athletic thing of whatever, but like, hey, I watched this show at least, so give me that credit. So I don't know who Harvey is, and I don't know why they keep calling out Harvey. Uh, because Justin has this person in a wheelbarrow. Maybe he's Harvey. I have no idea. So Justin also ends up eating it with his wheelbarrow, but conveniently at the perfect time, he's able to rebound, get the guy back in the wheelbarrow, and continue to go on and keep going here. Here's the thing. So, where was the woman that Justin was piggybacking? Shouldn't he have gone on and just been able to say, "Hey, man, I'm already piggybacking this girl. Like I'll be fine." Um, Instead of wheelbarrowing this dude, like I don't know, like could have been better off. But anyways, so after they go on and they finally get to a safe place, they open this door and they make it now to this platform to get to the subway. So they find out that some dead person who I guess is not a zombie, he's just dead. I would have been like, is zombie? Are you just dead, sir? All right, well. But Hong goes on and starts grabbing the guy's food and just starts eating it. I'm like, yeah, I really love this. Yeah. And I'm like, no, like 5 second rule. But from I guess seeing it, but still. So everybody goes on and start realizing like, oh yeah, let's go on and let's just eat this dead person just food. Hopefully he didn't put poison in it or anything, because maybe that could have happened. Nobody thinks of that. Nobody thinks of the poison factor. So everybody just starts eating this stuff, and here's what all of a sudden they bring up about the whole like, hey, Hung may be a zombie, because why didn't he get bitten? So it's funny how Young goes on and grabs the woman by the mouth, tells her, hey, we just saved your life. Like, you shouldn't care about anything about what's going on right now. So she like hushes her, and so here's where friction starts happening between the new group and the group that's been there all along. So when the subway doors open, it's like, okay, bye, bye. Like, we're gonna head in. Hopefully you guys don't get killed by zombies by you guys going on and just kind of waiting out here to get another subway because you're gonna die. Or I hope you do. But sorry, we're all booked up here. We're all closed up here. Oh, sorry. Can't get in the subway. I'm sorry. So the people are now in the subway, and here's where they go on and they tell Justin about Hong, about how he is to be this unique, rare zombie, and how they're going to go to the hospital to try to get money off of him because Justin is going to get his cut, supposedly. But Justin's like, hey, man, I don't want any of the money. I'm fine. Like I'm good. But then all of a sudden, once we kind of get out of the subway, things start to change because, if anything, yeah, like I'm sure when push comes to shove and Justin is to almost die in this subway, maybe he used to have a change of heart. But anyways, so But here's when they're at the subway and they bring back up the whole money thing. And then they also bring up if they can trust Hung or not. I'm like, yeah, he just has been with you guys for so effing long now. And he has really been the guy that is like not only a good person to have, but then because meat shield, but also like he really is to go on, regardless of what they keep saying about him, to uh really be like, man, like, yeah, like this guy is the best of both worlds. Like he's a zombie, so no one's gonna bite him, as well as also like he's gonna live forever because zombie. Um, so yeah, like Hong's got it made. Uh, so after a bit of time of conversation, they realize, hey, yeah, let's go on and let's sleep for like, let's say, like, since we have to wait for an hour because this train is going to reach its destination within an hour's time in Seoul in an hour. So I guess we can all just sleep for like an hour, right? Which that's not going to be the case. So we have a couple of characters, a couple of guys, and they make their way through the train. And I would just be curious, what would have happened if those guys would have never went down anywhere of this train? This cutscene would have not have activated. If anything, they would have been safe in that one room, and zombies would have never came and got them. So I blame these two guys for again almost killing the rest of their team. Cause legit, if they would have never gone into that other area, none of this would have happened. So, but curiosity kills the cat every time. Well, not maybe not every time, because the cat has 9 lives. But hopefully these characters don't spend them all. So the guys go on and make their way into this other car of this subway, and then they find out that the other car next to them is full with zombies. And so as more and more of the team makes their way into that car, and the zombies start to notice the people and try to open the door, and the guys are trying to close it. Eventually, they realize that they have to start making defenses, and here's where the plastic wrap comes in, because conveniently, all these package things and bubble wraps and all this stuff is available there, which I can't just say convenient because packaging stuff anywhere kind of just makes sense. So I can't just say convenient for the story, but there is a load of that plastic wrap, and that shit is expensive. So bravo to the show for spending that money, because I would go on and work at a retail store and they're like, yeah, that plastic wrap, that's really expensive. And I'd be like, I don't care. Like because like I'm gonna use it however I'm gonna use it, because what are you gonna do? Stop me? Like for spending money? Anyways, so plus also I was really good at that job anyways. Whatever job I was doing, I was really good. I would get really good at it. So it doesn't really matter. Like because whatever I would do, like I would just do it really just strategically intelligent. Even though I'm a dumb person every once in a while. Uh, AKA like I'm not really successful at this now, am I? Plus, also, I just really just said, "Oh yeah, I'm a very smart guy." Sure, I am. No, I'm not. If I were smart, yeah, uh, I would have. I would have gone on and been killing this, but I'm not. So what am I doing here? Talking to you, evidently. So thank you for listening. So so we go on and we have the All of Us Are Dead remake going on here, and so all these people are going on and getting these foam or styrofoam uh, kind of walls or blocks here to try to put against the door. And Hung eventually goes on and grabs the Quan, and he is to be just so upset that these people have kept talking about money and treated him like garbage. So he's gonna go on and finally just have them all get killed off. Uh, so maybe he'll go on and be the only one left to uh, be concerned if he should use use his body for that money or not. But anyways, so Hong goes on to tease if the people get any closer that he'll bite Quan, and he will also go on and open the doors to start letting all these zombies come out. So we start to get the schoolboys come up first. So they end up getting caught in the netting of the plastic wrap, and so now we get just a bunch of flashbacks of Hung in the past because we're kind of foreshadowing that Hung is going to wrap it up here. He's going to get killed. So we have to kind of reflect on the past to say how like, hey, this guy was maybe nice at one point before, but now he's a guy that's going on being the villain, and he's kind of gonna go on and eventually die for his crimes. So we now find out at some point that these people have 30 minutes to survive. 30 minutes may go on to be a lifetime to people, but 30 minutes is also just freaking 30 minutes. Like, you can really do pretty good at stalling for 30 minutes. Anyways, so look at my hour and 12 minutes already in this video. Anyways, so Hung goes on and opens up this door, and all the floodgates come in with all these zombies thrusting through. So now there's so many barriers up this plastic wrap, and the one genius stroke of thing that they have here is eventually they go on and they actually make this thing up as a trap for the zombies. And I thought that was a pretty good idea. Because the baseball team all comes in, and the guys start to realize that, like, hey, we should go on and we should go on top of these luggage things and start to crawl through them and then trap the zombies in this kind of square that we have for them, and then go on into the other cars and just evade them or avoid them because they're kind of trapped now. So some people, of course, are a little bit too big to like slide through the luggage thing. I'm like, yeah, like why would I want to go on and risk getting like stuck in there? Like, I would much rather fend off all of the zombies instead of going through that one little area and maybe assuming that I'm gonna get stuck. Yeah. So, anyways, now we go on, and the survivors are to meet up with Hong and Quan as they're now in the other car, and Hong is like, oh, hey, like, like, hey, like, I still have this girl here, I'll bite her. So all of a sudden we come to find that Hung goes to this other door and there are survivors there. And it doesn't seem that those survivors join this group, because of course they don't. So the survivors are going on and asking, hey, who's this guy? Who's Hung? Like, is he infected? Da, 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 da. So the team decides to not speak up. They don't say dick. So the next thing we see is that a timer goes off and the door opens and somebody takes a weapon, because somebody found a weapon on this show, and beats Hung and kills him. Hung has pink blood. That's cool. Um, but yeah, Hung is now dead. R.I.P. Hung. I hope you're hung really well. So they go on and they drag Hung's body in the worst possible way. I think Justin did like have him over his shoulder, but yeah, they do horrible things to Hung's body. Plus, also they just leave him on the ground somewhere. Like, come on. Like, at least probably realize that this is actually a human being. Like, prop him up somewhere as you walk away from his corpse and throw a cloth over his face. He has to breathe, motherfuckers. So, also the mentioning about how he's twitching. And also how he's breathing. And they're saying, like, is he really dead? Maybe we should make sure he's dead. What the fuck? Like, anyways, so Quan was mentioning how Hong just wanted to separate from everybody. And, like, he didn't want to hurt anybody. He just wanted to be free. And so it's like, well, that's a nice sentiment. Like, Hong kind of goes out as a nice guy, and maybe again he was just misunderstood by people. So we'll give him that. And then we have Young that just keeps beating on a dead corpse. Just keep slapping him. Even when he's dead. Just slap the dead. So DEFCON goes on and needs to figure out how they can still use Hong here. So DEFCON goes on and makes a call to find out that they can get his blood sample, because conveniently there's a blood sample machine near all the vending machines, right? So they go on and they get a sample of course, Hung's blood. But what a good use it'll end up being, because eventually, like, what ends up happening next is this. So they put all of this blood sample all into one thing, which is a huge mistake. I would have divvied it up within everybody, because who knows what could have happened. They could have gotten separated. It makes all the sense in the world to have multiple different bags of this blood. That would have made more sense. I think even at one point there were suggestions if people should go on and should keep separate things, because people could get separated. So that's my thought. Like, if I were to be me, which I am, I would say no. I want my own thing of blood sample that I keep on my person, because who knows what could happen. All of us could get separated. I could be by myself. If anything, like, shouldn't I be owed this money as much as any of you? Plus, also, what if everybody dies who had the blood sample, and then I'm now without it? Like, but the money would matter to me. Yes, it would. And so Justin goes on and grabs a sample and he runs off. And everyone is chasing them down because they don't care about the money. They just care about the human race, right? They cared about the money. So Justin is hopping over all these rocks, which is really cool. So he makes it to this area, and people start hesitating going in because they're like, wait a minute, we don't know what this area. Do we know if there's zombies in there? Like, we don't know what's going on in this area. We can't just run right in there. But a group of people do go on and go in there, and then there's two groups that start to get separated. So we have to separate two groups. So group number one follows Justin. Group number two follows music. So and so the group that follows Justin is DEFCON, uh, Dex, Code, Quan, and I think I have no idea who this other guy is. The guy who I always start to confuse as Songjae. So at least I said some names here because I really could care less. So at least I tried. So they find out that Justin is basically in his element here, as he whips off his hoodie, he whips off his coat, and he's wearing his tank top, and they're like, "Oh my god, how beefy, muscular!" Blah blah blah. Yeah. So while that's going on, and they're watching Justin's just beefiness, we cut to the second group going in to this room because they're hearing this music and they're following it to find this conductor that is conducting this orchestra of harmonica people and people on a violin that are zombies that are tied to chairs. And then also in the crowd, there seems to be these like astronaut looking, like fishbowl wearing zombies that are all tied up also. So kind of a unusual atmosphere going on here, but anything very visually interesting. Like, if anything, I probably would have been very tempted to use any of this as probably a thumbnail. But like, nah, I already have a thumbnail set up, so I'm like, I don't really care about going on and exploring any of this further at this point, because it's a little bit too late in the game for that. So, but man, were these visuals cool. So, the further and further this guy conducts people, the more in the background, people are saying how strange and bizarre he is. Yeah, you know how that could be solved? By going to an exit door and leaving this strange person. You'll never meet him again. You'll never see him. But it's a little too late for that now, isn't it? So we have two people, and they go on and they start shouting at the conductor, and they say, "Oh yeah, aren't you Hung Jun or whatever?" The conductor. So the guy turns and is like, "Wait a minute, what?" Like, so all of a sudden he starts to go on and he starts talking with all the people as if he knows all of them. And he starts asking who they are specifically. And so Quan mentions she's a singer. It's like, we have a singer here? All right. So this conductor starts asking every one of these people like their special talent so that way he can go on and know why they're really there. Because we'll come to find out that Justin is to go on and find these special people and bring them to the conductor so that way he can collect them. So instead of him being a collector, he's a conductor. So, like, were they getting confused on the phone? Hey, is he a collector or is he a conductor? Like, well, we can do both. All right, that ends that meeting. So sometimes just stuff gets wires crossed. We don't know. So the conductor has the group of people come down further to him. And here's where these people just go off and just have stupid fun, which, like, your life is at risk, but hey, let's just poke at these musicians and force them to play these songs as you're continuously hitting them. I hope you get eaten by zombies. I really do. Because, that's why I'm just, I have no attachment to these people. They're doing everything wrong. Yeah, they're having fun. This is supposed to be a fun experience, but also, it's why are we doing this? Uh, if Justin is not in this room, goodbye. Goodbye this day. So they realize that, hey, you know what? We should try to get the conductor out of this room. As well as also, there's this weird part where they just all of a sudden just grab the guy's arms and just look him up and down and see if he's uh been bitten or not. I don't care if he's of 100% health. This guy is still crazy. I don't care if this guy can run 12 miles in under 20 seconds. I don't care what skills, experience, none of that matters. Because this guy is mentally unstable. And mentally unstable to the point of you should not trust this guy because he will lead you to death. But go ahead and have a conversation with him. So the group goes on and they bring up Justin to this guy and are curious if he had seen him. So the conductor takes these people to this room. And so now now we're back with Justin. So Justin is a reveal to the group that he's working for somebody, and we have to assume that that's conductor because it's revealed that Justin goes on and gathers all these people, and so Justin is now jumping all over this obstacle course, and the group here is starting to look around at all these kind of foam things, and they're realizing, yeah, we probably shouldn't jump in there because there's probably zombies in there waiting for us, right? So, but here's the thing. Justin jumps around and then he falls at one point, but the zombies don't attack him. So, it doesn't really make any sense. I guess they had to edit it to make him look better. But it's true. But he jumps under the rope, so hey, people get freaking tired anyways. So, as the group starts to try to go on and try to get to Justin, they try to corner him at some points, but it's very hard to corner a guy like Justin. Why am I buttering this guy up so badly? So we end up coming to find that one of the zombies is to be this acrobatic character, and he can actually jump uh, or get to higher places than most other zombies. So we now find that the characters now start to have to go on and need to jump around a lot more to save themselves. And eventually they do kind of corner Justin on this rope. And they do get the bag away from him. But as soon as they do open it, they realize that there's nothing in the bag. Justin had gone on to take all of the blood samples and put it in his pockets. So Justin goes on and starts to pull out the samples and throws them all over where the zombies are. At that point, I would have just taken my ball and went home at that point. Because I'm like, no, I'm not going to risk my life for some blood. No, it's not going to happen. It's not worth it. But these people, they wanted the money, so they're willing to risk it. So So eventually we go on here, and now we're with the conductor, and he's bringing them to this area that has blood in the room. So it seems very safe, right? When you see blood in a room, that's a good case scenario that things are gonna be okay. In this circular gallery, so we have this conductor, and he of course goes on to reveal these cloths that have these mannequins there. And of course, one of the group has to go on and touch the mannequin and adjust the arm. And the conductor says to the guy, it's like, you just broke the person's arm. How would you like it if I broke your arm? Like, I would have been like, if you think you can try it, like, please do. Like I would like man, if I was in a zombie apocalypse, I would not be trifled with. I would not be with. Because I would have a short effing fuse. I'm a gigolo and I'm ready to burst. I don't know. Yeah, I would be okay with hauling off on somebody. But considering this would be a reality show, like I would probably just say a lot of shit just to be entertaining for telly. But come on, like you know that I would get my ass whooped quite a bit on the show if we're being real. But hey, I would still be like poking that bear as much as I can, cause it'd be better and it'd be more entertaining. So the guy goes on and tells the conductor that it's just a freaking mannequin. Who cares, right? So, so the conductor continues to reveal all of these cloths and then goes on to reveal that Andre is a zombie. You guys are so dead. You guys are toast. Freaking Andre is a zombie? Isn't that poetic also? You guys left him for dead. Should have left him on. You should have had him go on the plane. You should have had him go on the helicopter by himself, and then you could have waited to see what happened after that. Doesn't matter how long it would have taken. Like it would have been worth it to save Andre. But no, you guys chose to kill off Andre. So that's on you. So that's your mistake. So here's where the conductor goes on and reveals to these people who he is and what he does and how he collects people. And he mentions how there are people that are actresses and then there's singers. And so he's kind of rattling off in his head, like who all that they've collected. So, as well as also mentioning about a doctor. So now we go on, we have Andre, and he gets up and he starts hauling ass. And so here's the thing Andre has a leash to him, it looks like. So I'm assuming the immediate strategy is to either figure out how to tire Andre out or figure out a way to use his leash to tie him up and take him out that way, right? Because you're definitely not going to, as much as I would love to do this stupid idea, to figure out how to figure out a way to just kind of outmaneuver, but there's no way to outmuscle a guy like Andre. Like it's all just like like, well, hey, if like there's no like, there has to be um like tripping, yeah, trip him with something. Anyways, so now we cut to Justin. uh Justin is to go on and have this coffin where he opens up, and that's where he gets grabbed and he gets killed, and he gets bitten in the chest or something. Here's where we get giant zombie that comes out of the woodwork here. The king of zombies. Let's call him Zombie King, or just King, because that sounds cool. So the king makes his way into the arena here, and he starts choke slamming and wrestling, moving everybody. So he's taking out all these zombies, and they end up saying how tall he is. He's the tallest zombie. It's for the record books, folks. So it kind of feels like these people have no idea what to do with this zombie, but to tie him up because there's nothing else left to do because they have no defensive weapons, nothing at all. So they're fucked. So really, they are. So as King Zombie goes on to start noticing the people, and he finally just decides, like, well, hey, man, like, why is it that all these people are just hanging on this trampoline and none of these zombies are coming to get them? It's stupid. So the King Zombie starts making his way to uh some of the people, and so they have to kind of get out of there. Uh and then also like guys like Dex and uh Sung Jae, they're kind of running around trying to figure out what to do with this King Zombie. So eventually they realize they can take this rope and tie him up, but unfortunately the King Zombie goes on and he takes out Defcon. Defcon dies, so he killed all those people earlier, so I guess we'll even things out here. So Defcon has now gotten infected, probably gonna turn into a zombie. Rest in peace, Defcon. I really did like him as a character, and it's sad to see him go. But then again, also in the helicopter thing, I was kind of thinking that they were probably gonna kill him off there. But it's nice that they didn't, because he was a really good character for this show. And I honestly wish that they could have had a lot more characters like that. But like, there is also the girl who is young that uh, is like a morally good character, but then also makes a load of mistakes. But just being honest, giving Hung the finger probably wasn't exactly the best response to. But again, I would in on the same thing because again, I like to poke that bear and really just do things that are entertaining for a show, like giving people the finger. So here's the plan. So Quan is to get onto this rope, and the way she wraps the rope with her leg feels like she knew a thing or two about this rope. So she had to got some kind of training with it, as well as probably every one of these people probably got some kind of training on all these things before they actually did it. So Quan goes on and jumps on the back of this zombie, but eventually it seems that she's going to be grabbed by this zombie and killed, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. Instead, we have Song Jae. He grabs this zombie and he ends up getting bitten for it and bitten quite a bit. And so Song Jae is telling the group here, while he's being the decoy and distracting the zombie, for them to just tie this zombie up. And now we're reflecting on this guy's journey as if we really even remember who he really was. at some points because I kept getting him confused with Dex because they look the freaking same. But yeah, like ultimately seeing him in the beginning, he did stand out where he was kind of like this uh, kind of scared, not scared kind of character. Uh, like yeah, like Sanjay, yeah, like I guess uh, eventually he was to go on and become this guy that kind of proved himself in this group, as well as also like him and Dex were kind of like the standout characters that kind of did a lot of the heavy lifting besides maybe DEFCON. Uh, so it's kind of sad to eventually probably think that those characters and maybe even Dex are going to die here. But uh, if anything, yeah, like my heart will go on for those people, as at least they really did do quite a bit of heavy lifting, even though I don't remember who exactly they are whatsoever after X number of episodes now. So, with that said, the zombie, I guess, is to be supposedly wrapped up, and we leave this episode with yet another mission failed. So, it seems that they have failed like 2 missions now. You would think we would get to the point that once you end up losing too many quests, you would think that there would be a game over screen and everyone would die. But uh, maybe that's not how it works in a zombie apocalypse reality show. Maybe there is a chance for still people to win this. And we have 1 episode left to figure out how it's all going to be broken down. So, with that said, I'm gonna get out of here because I know I'm getting little tired, a little woozy. But if anything, I'm gonna try my best to just keep soldiering on to at least get this uploaded and hopefully have something to show for it today, which is this, whatever this video really is. So, thank you for watching this. I have no idea what I already said or why I said it. But it's documented on this channel, and I know I said a lot of stupid stuff. And I take back what I take back what I said about that's that's stupid thing I said where I was like, oh yeah, I'm a smart guy and whatever. Yeah, I completely take that back. That was a stupid thing to say. But I'm sure maybe no one watched this whole entire video, so they probably never heard that part. Uh, so that's fine, uh, but I really take that back because that was stupid. Um, because if I really was smart, I'd figure out a better way to do this YouTube channel. I'd figure out a better way to live my life because we're not going by the best of means of living. Um, like if uh, like if I were smarter, um, I would definitely go on and go back to certain um, kinds of careers that I knew that I know that would make me miserable, but at least like I'd be getting paid to do them. But I'm here because of how much I really enjoy this and how much I am to hope that a zombie apocalypse reality show uh, could be the one thing that is to do good enough numbers uh, to change things, which it won't. Um, but I have 1 episode left, so like we'll hope for the best of that, and we'll hope for the best of trying to turn things around. Uh, I'm also kind of just been getting like really exhausted lately. Plus, also there are certain days where I just didn't straight up do videos because I was working out those days. And I really did not want to go on and do a video and worked out because I did that quite a bit of times, but I'm like, I'm not doing it now. Like I'm like I'll push as far as I can push, but I'm not gonna do workouts and videos on the same day. Like the trainees workouts. No, that's not gonna be a thing because like I'm not gonna toast myself that way to where like I'll have to take like a week off or too much time off because I'm just so burnt out. But uh but hopefully you can find this video somehow coherent. So thank you for watching it. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for uh, whatever you guys normally do on any number of these things because it does mean a lot to me. And I hope one day that this channel will be justifiably somehow a success. But I am grateful for everything that everyone does. So if anything, that could be a success. So that we're just uh, somehow going into the positive, the green, the like yeah, the views waver every day just because of how inconsistent I am or just stupid choices I make. But I'd like to hope that this review was not a stupid decision. Thank you for listening to this gibberish nonsense of a man. Uh, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, everybody.